LR Investigates. Good morning, everyone. Come on in. These images I'm about to show you will shock you to the core. I will be in Eagle Pass, Texas on Sunday. I'll be there through Christmas. But this is some very, very wild stuff, folks. We're covering the border crisis in Eagle Pass, and I want to show you some new images and just share with you what's going on there, because this is just it's getting worse and worse and worse in Eagle Pass. It literally is getting worse. And I want to show you some of the stuff that's going on here. I mean, for instance, this. Look at this here, right here. This is along the fence on the Rio Grande. And I will be there on Sunday. I'll be there on Christmas, folks. And I will be there through next week covering this. But there is some journalists there on the ground now. But I want to just show you how real bad it is there. I mean, look at this. This is some of the, once they cross over at the Rio Grande right there, and the Texas National Guard put up fencing, they leave all their clothes behind. But we're talking capacity at levels they've never even seen before, and it's really, really, really bad. So this Julio on the ground in Eagle Pass, this is a small example of the many debris fields along the U.S. side of the Rio Grande. Illegal immigrants dump their wet clothes and change into new set after wading across the river. And you can see, I mean, it's shocking, to say the least. Hi, LTL True Crime Podcast. No, I will not be in Idaho on the 28th. I'll be in this area here, Eagle Pass, Texas. So what is going on in Eagle Pass? Well, according to news reports, we're at a record number level of migrants that are coming through. And this particular area here is a field that's right between two bridges in Eagle Pass, right? And I was there. I was reporting there for a week, and never was there people in the field there. Never was there people like in the field. Now people are just crossing over just on a continuous pace. Look at that. Look at the imaging. And these are between the two bridges, right? One bridge has the railroad line, and then the other bridge is one of the two bridges that cross where traffic can cross over, legally. You go through commerce back and forth, the way to get into Mexico. And in between is a giant field, and all the, migrants are crossing over the Rio Grande and then being rounded up by Border Patrol and taken to here, which is a large field in between the two bridges, and they're being processed. This is the thermo nighttime imagery of these people, and there's thousands there, and it just continues to grow. It continues to grow. It's wild stuff. And now, the only way you can really see what's going on with this situation is having a drone, because they're keeping media. This is city property, by the way. This is the city of Eagle Pass property. And the only way you can really see what's going on is set a drone up, or you got to go all the way over here by the road at a far distance and film afar. But it's bad, people. It's really, really bad. The situation is out of control, and it's getting much, much worse. It's so worse that they're at maximum capacity where they put these migrants in a detention center. They're so backed up. This is what's happening now. Now they're letting the migrants sit out in a field, and they continue to cross. This reporter here, Taylor, he's in the mix. I'm going to show you all this stuff, but it's really bad. People are leaving behind their dogs. Puppy dogs are being abandoned. It is very, very bad. But Texas border agents outnumbered 200-1 by migrants in Eagle Pass, stationed at 260% capacity. And it says U.S. border agents in Eagle Pass, Texas, are outnumbered by migrants 200-1. Even as customs and border protection staff have been displaced from stations across the country to aid the overwhelmed port of entry, the port has learned. The Texas border station was processing over 4,500 migrants into the facility on Tuesday, while a further 5,300 people were already being held outside, bringing in at 260% capacity. It is wild, folks. And you got to understand the severity of this situation. We are talking about hundreds, 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 all day long, every day, continuously going through and just going on to the other side. And Border Patrol is waiting, and then they all get rounded up, and then they go under this bridge for processing. They stay there till they go to possibly a detention center. But now the detention centers, I'm here, are so full and backed up that now they're just being released like instantly, with court dates 6 years out. 6 years out. Now people are also getting hurt. They're passing out. It's an unsafe situation. We did reports where migrants that are either, some of them are drowning or some of them are dying of medical conditions, and they're putting them in vans. They're holding them in these like vans. It's crazy. Look at this. And, you know, it's not getting any better. It's getting much, much worse. Melissa South, thank you. Thank you for your support. But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to show you, because the politicians and the locals say Christmas Day, which is what, Monday, is going to be even worse than what we've been seeing. We've already been seeing thousands there. And this makeshift camp continues to just grow. And word gets around the world, come on in. Like we say on JLR Investigates, come on in, right? Come on in. And what's happening is people from around the globe know that they can come in and stay. So everyone is rounding up. It's now, in Eagle Pass is a lot different than Lukeville. There's two crisis ports of entry, one in Lukeville, Arizona, one in Eagle Pass. And those seem like those are the main two places. And each one every day for the last 2 weeks have been averaging almost 5,000 migrants each spot a day. That's 10,000. They just the other day on Tuesday reported, 14,000 in one day have crossed over. But this continues to get more and more and more. It's not like it's easing. It's a continuous flood, more and more and more. And this is what's happening, folks. This is what's happening in Eagle Pass. This is what's happening. And it's going to get much, much worse. It's going to get much. Also, keep in mind that Governor Abbott, signed some laws into place the other day that won't be implemented to March, I heard, or one of them's going to be in February, one of them's going to be March, saying that giving Texas authorities the option of starting mass arrest, which has never happened in this history, in a sense. But we don't know what's going to happen with that. So I figure that probably people think, okay, we got a 3-month window to just come in. And look at the people. It looks majority of them are able-bodied men. Majority that are coming into this country, folks, are able-bodied men. Yeah, you see some women in there, but they look like they could fight in the army, right? They're able-bodied men. Majority of them. Yes, there is some women. You see women. There's some women. And maybe in this particular case, but see, you're not saying that the women are being separated from the men, because you see men and women together. But it's a crazy situation that is happening out of Eagle Pass. Even the congressman down there, now he represents the district. His name is Tony Gonzalez. If you want to get the firsthand information of what's going on, you want to hear what the elected officials say. He is the representative that represents Eagle Pass. Video courtesy of Texas Congressman Tony Gonzalez shows the inside of Border Patrol's Firefly Tent Processing Center in Eagle Pass this morning following mass illegal crossings. He tells me the hand at the end of the video was a DHS official trying to block his view. See what I mean? It's unbearable. I mean, we have a crisis. It is literally, and it's not, I'm going to tell you guys, it's a humanitarian crisis. If you think about this is a humanitarian crisis on levels that this country has never, ever, ever seen before in our life. Like literally. And then it's just piling in to Eagle Pass, piling in, folks, a humanitarian crisis. And now it's like they put this makeshift field up with barriers, makeshift barriers in a field between bridges, and they're just allowing people to camp out there now for extended periods of time, and it's just filling. The pen is filling. It's filling. And it's not going to get any better anytime soon. It's not. And this journalist here has been there for the last 24 hours. You can check them out on Twitter to get firsthand knowledge and the videos. You got to see these videos, folks. This has never really, literally never happened in the history of the United States. And this is not, over dramatizing the situation or making it over dramatic more than it is. It is at its crisis level and it's not getting any, better, folks. So, what's the solution with this situation? What's the solution? And then you got the camps and everything. What is the solution with this situation, folks? How do you stop this from happening? Or do you think this is okay? Because there's some people in this that feel that it's okay. But what's happening is while they're all there being processed, more and more continue to flood. This was yesterday. Folks. And there's the Rio Grande. They're actually on the Mexican side. And this is the Rio Grande, and that's the American side. This is Eagle Pass. And this is what it looks like. Now, you tell me about that. It's just a constant chain. And there's people behind them and everything like that. And it's just a constant flow going across. They almost set up a human chain to walk across because the water there is a little bit dangerous. People have drowned. They say they're averaging 1 drowning a day. But this is bad, folks. This is bad, and it just keeps going. It doesn't stop. The chain flow does not stop. The way I'm seeing it, it does not stop. Now, when I was there, it was bad, right? We would see hundreds go across in different waves, right? 100, then it'll kind of ease up, and about 15, 20 minutes later, another 100 will go. But when you got situations like this, it is at its all-time high, and it's a non-stop 24-hour-a-day flow. It's at a 24-hour-a-day flow. Look at this. It's just people on the other side. It's a constant flow of people crossing. Unending invasion, folks. An unending invasion. That's what they're saying. I mean, look at this. You tell me if you think this is okay. Look at this. This again. Look. And what they're all doing on the Mexican side is crossing over the Rio Grande. They're crossing over there. And then they're going, it's all down there on the other side, on this other side of this railroad bridge. And then they all get marched up. And then they all get hauled inside this giant field, which is City of Eagle Pass property. And they all get, sit there for now days, hours upon hours, then go up here, load up onto a bus and get sent to the local, these makeshift detention centers that are set up. And those detention centers are so full right now that this is the backlog, which continues to fill up. And then the detention centers now are quickly releasing people, and the constant flow goes. The individuals get released, basically get a non-determined or predetermined court date 2 to 6 years out. A lot of them are ending up in San Antonio, Texas, with the help of these NGOs, non-government organizations, and they either board the airport there, which I'll see firsthand when I'm in San Antonio next week. And I'm going to show you guys in San Antonio what in the world is going on. And then they either go on a plane or they go on a bus. Taylor Hansen right here. He was in the mix. Now let's view his tweet, and this is interesting right here. So let's see him. He's going to go into it.
Taylor Hansen here with Tenant Media. Right now I am directly in the area where they are all waiting, processing. We have over 1,000 migrants here. It's about, I would say, 5:30 a.m. in the morning. But let me take you through a quick little walkthrough real quick. As you can see, they're all wearing these silver blankets. It's pretty cold out here right now. And we're just gonna walk directly in here and see what we can do here. Some of these people have been waiting, over 24 hours awaiting processing here in Texas. Just take a look around the sheer amount of people here. You easily have 1,000 people. Border Patrol is actually heading a few miles down and picking these migrants up down the street. Instead of making them walk, they're giving them rides into this little area while they're awaiting processing. We'll keep walking through here to kind of give you the idea of how many people are actually just confined in this one area. These are unprecedented numbers in the Del Rio sector. I personally have never seen anything like this.
Either have I.
Line right here, these two lines are completely filled out. People sleeping everywhere under these blankets. You've got children. You've got a lot of single men. This is unlike anything I have ever seen before in my entire life. Just do a pan over here real quick. Just the sheer amount of people in this one area is... I've never seen anything like this before. Wow.
So, what's your thoughts? Because I also been there 5 times to the border since 2021, covering. Been to that location. I've been to Arizona, Nogales, Arizona. I've been to Hidalgo. I've been to McAllen, Laredo, numerous locations. I've never, ever seen it this bad, ever. And it's getting worse. The numbers don't not lie, ladies and gentlemen. They do not lie. And, this is a free-for-all, more or less. And it's only going to get worse for at least the next couple months. They see no sign of it. And then you have this situation. This is something we saw when I was there. The dogs, the abandoned dogs that are running around, because they're not allowing Border Patrol, if you come over, they're not allowing you to keep your animal. They're not allowed to keep your dog or cat or whatever pet you have, and you have to leave it behind.
So migrants were telling me that this dog is one of the migrants, and it was a Venezuelan migrant. So this dog traveled with the migrants, over 7 different countries, through the Darien Gap, through Mexico. They just crossed and left the dog here. I feel horrible for this little guy. Look, he's so scared. Oh. Cute little fella, man. This is heartbreaking. So migrants were telling me that this dog...
See, that's crazy. But let me give you some good news on this, because this is a Jorge Ventura, and he actually put out a tweet and said they saved the dog. They actually saved the dog, right? So a bunch of them, look at this. They actually, Operation Go Back to Mexico and save this little puppy successful. Glad to report this little guy is headed to the Sunshine State, right? So they actually saved the dog. So that's a great story, right? But when we were there, we saw many dogs running around, hungry, malnourished, and they just wander along the border there, and the Border Patrol's not even doing anything to the dogs, and they're just running around. Puppies, dogs, cats. One guy came back, and I posted a video. One guy, he came over with his little cat, and they couldn't keep the cat. He gets processed. He gets let out of the detention center, and he's coming back days later looking for his cat, which was it's very sad too, because you have these abandoned animals just running around. It is a animal and humanitarian crisis here, but that's not the only place, folks, because we've been talking about, while this is going on in Eagle Pass, look at Lukeville, Arizona, and this is Ali Bradley has been there continuously. They have a border wall, but people in Lukeville, Arizona has just been cutting through the wall. And this is a different situation. This is able-bodied men from China, India, Middle East, and Africa coming in this country. Look at that. In droves. Hundreds. Every day, all day, Lukeville, Arizona, Eagle Pass. Let me show you another example. I got a lot of stuff here. Look at this. This guy here, he's a citizen journalist. He's been out there in Lukeville, filming and documenting every day.
America is come back.
Welcome to America. Welcome to Joe Biden. State one, nigga. Hey, what's up, America, nigga? Hey, my God. This New York City, man. What's up, nigga? I'm from Guinea Conakry.
Guinea Conakry.
Guinea?
Guinea Conakry.
All Guinea.
All Guinea.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're going to New York?
Yeah, New York going to New York.
All New York?
Yes.
You get hotel? They give hotel? Phone? Telephone?
Telephone, yeah.
Yes.
Telephone?
Address.
Oh, you have address?
Yes.
Do you know people friends?
Yeah, my parents.
Parents are there?
My father.
Your father's there?
Yes.
Okay. So what are you gonna do?
Huh?
When you get there? What do?
Yeah. What?
What when you get to New York? You do for work? What do?
Work. U.S. military.
Are you gonna go to the military?
Marines.
Military Marines.
So you're gonna go to the Marines?
Yeah, military.
Military.
My
Okay.
work favorite.
Can you it's very difficult. Is okay? Are you strong?
Yeah.
John Jonji,
You're very strong.
Yeah.
The Marines are very tough.
Marines are maintained John Jonji down. Yes.
See what I mean? And look at this. Another, just constant flow. Eagle Pass, Lukeville, Arizona. Lukeville. It's just a constant flow of people coming in Lukeville. So we have a humongous crisis, ladies and gentlemen, on two fronts of the border. Eagle Pass and Lukeville. Eagle Pass seems like it's more from people from Venezuela and Central America. And at Lukeville, it seems like they're from the actual, across the continent, across the globe, all the way on the other side. Look at this. And this is what's growing in Eagle Pass. It's a constant makeshift field or makeshift pen and entrenched in a field here, and people are just laying out there for days now. All that trash that we showed at the beginning, all the left behind, is left behind up there. The trash. We'll show this one more time. This is right there. I seen it, but I've never seen it this bad as far as the trash all over the place. They said they were joining the military, didn't they? I don't think they can join the U.S. military, can they? Really, really bad, folks. And it's not going to get any better. There's no solution. What is the solution? What can you do to stop this? Or what has policymakers done to stop this? Or do you feel like this is okay? Is this just okay? Is this the way? Is this the way in saying these people can do it this way? Is that where we're at, folks? Is that where we're at, where we're just saying, okay, this process is allowed. Let them come in. Let them come in this way. I mean, is that where we're at, folks? That's, I have questions. I have a lot of questions. Are they really coming to work? Are they really persecuted in their other countries? Are they just taking advantage of a loophole right now to allow people to come in? What do you think? Look at that. Look at that. thousands upon thousands upon thousands in this country. And I'm showing you real images of what's going on. And I'm media is talking about this, but also you got to remember the media has to be very politically correct when it comes to this. They can't call it out as it is. So you can call it out as it is. I think this, I understand people being persecuted. I get it. And we've talked about this, man, in a humanitarian aspect. I get it. But this, to me, this is not the way. You can't do it this way. You can't do it this way. It's not fair for the United States of America. It's not fair for these individuals. It's not fair for anyone to be doing it this way. It's just not fair. I guess this is Tony Gonzalez. This is the local politician. He's calling it out. He's calling it out. And I don't even think this is a Republican-Democrat thing. The policies, yeah. But I think people across the aisle can agree that this is not the way it should be done. It's not the way it should be done. So what is the solution? And here's the thing, and here's another issue too. The Texas National Guard set up this barbed wire. This is not border. This is the U.S. side. This is when they cross over. This is at Eagle Pass. They cross over the Rio Grande. They sit there and wait, and then Border Patrol comes maybe every 15 minutes and comes and cuts the wire, that wire there. And then they all come in, and then they all go down to the bridge and get processed. Now, when this happens, Texas National Guard comes back and reseals the fence. It's a battle between agencies, between the Texas National Guard and the Border Patrol. It's a battle between these agencies. And what they're doing is they are literally cutting the fence, letting them in, and then redoing the fence, and over and over and over. This is a disaster. Do you want your border, welcome to America, to look like this? To look like this, with razor wires like this? This looks so... it doesn't have that American feel. It's just, this is literally American soil, folks. You have armored vehicles there and people walking in droves and just people coming over every day, all day long. Explain to me if that's right. Look at this. Explain to me. And then people leave their trash behind and it's just accumulating. And it continues to do this in the United States of America. I have no words. But at least we get to see on JLR Investigates. We will continue to report on, we'll call this a crisis. I call this a crisis. If you don't think it is, explain why. But this needs to be talked about. Plus, I personally been covering this. So, I understand. I understand this. Some of you might be just getting like this and understanding this for the first time, but I've been, studying this quite frequently for the last couple years. And just every month it continues to get more. It's like a continuous wave. So JLR Investigates, I'll be there on Sunday. And then we'll go to Eagle Pass. I'll do some live feeds. We'll see what goes on. I'm actually spending my Christmas in Eagle Pass, Texas. So we'll share firsthand what's going on there. Then we're going to go around to see, these other points of entry. When I was there the last time, they were crossing over. Instead of getting processed, some were just running into the woods unchecked, and they were running up onto the highway there with tractor trailers and everything like that, and Border Patrol had to go chase them down. So who knows who else is slipping through without getting processed? Because, there's a lot of speculation out there that this is an opportunity for terrorist countries to send their people over here because they could just come in and then, really just, have a script that they could say, oh, I'm being persecuted, and not necessarily get vetted. No one's getting vetted coming in. Literally not. I think they just provide a name and get a piece of paper. I mean, it's not like they're going through like I don't know. Do they go through fingerprinting? Because I didn't hear anything about people getting fingerprinted or anything. I think they just provide their name. They don't even have to provide identification. They get a court date. They stay. Their court date is years down the line. Then they go in and blend in some community somewhere in the United States of America. It's to me, I feel like it's terrifying, right? And this is not the American way. This is just not. It's just not, and it's unfair for people that are across the world that want to come to the United States for economic opportunity. It's not fair for the people that want to come over and work legally, using their minds to come over here and work in all our infrastructure, from healthcare to education, whatever. You know, that some of the smartest people in the world are around the world. Yes, but they go through a process. They go through a process to come in here. So this channel, we're not anti-immigration at all in this channel. We're to me, I support immigration. A lot of a lot of my ancestors are immigrants, right? Most of our ancestors are immigrants. We're not anti-immigration. I'm not. But there has to be a legal way to do this. This is not the way, ladies and gentlemen, in my eyes, unless you feel differently. I'm JLR Investigates. In a couple days, I'll be there. So let me know what you think in the comments. Subscribe to the channel, hit the notification button. I'll keep you informed on this, and I'll be boots on the ground in a couple days. All right? Until then, share this video, subscribe, and check me out in a couple days when I'm down there. We will talk soon. Have a great day. Stay tuned.